Have you ever stopped to wonder what your college really knows about you? And I mean way beyond your grades. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the huge amount of data your school is collecting and, more importantly, why you should definitely care.
So let me just ask you straight up, what do you think is actually in your college file? If you're like most of us, you probably imagine a pretty simple folder, right? Maybe some grades, your application essay, that's about it.
But the reality? Well, it's a whole lot more complex. Think of it more like a detailed digital story of your life as a student. And pretty much every move you make on campus adds a brand new page to that story.
Okay, so let's really break that down. What we're talking about here is your hidden data profile. It's this incredibly comprehensive picture of you, and it's being built from dozens of different sources every single day. It all starts with the stuff you'd expect, your academic records, your grades, transcripts, maybe any disciplinary notes. Then you've got your financial info, tuition payments, applications for aid, sometimes even your bank details. It also includes incredibly sensitive stuff like your health and counseling records. And of course, there's the basic demographic data like your address and family background. But here's the game changer, the thing that's really expanded this profile. Your digital footprint. Every single time you log into the campus Wi-Fi, or swipe your card to get into the library, or even just participate in a class online, yep, you're adding another piece to that puzzle.
So, you might be asking, why collect all this data in the first place? Well, it's kind of got a dual purpose. On the one hand, a lot of it is used to help you, to make sure you get financial aid, to offer health support, and just to make the whole campus experience better. But on the other hand, it's also used to monitor you. That could be tracking who enters which building for safety reasons, or using something called learning analytics to see if you're keeping up with your classes. It's a really fine line between support and, well, surveillance.
And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of the problem. Most of this data collection just happens quietly in the background. The privacy policies are often buried in some long document nobody ever reads, which makes it almost impossible to know just how closely you're being watched.
So, what happens when this gigantic collection of super personal data gets compromised? The risks here aren't just some abstract idea. They have very real and often pretty damaging consequences for students.
This quote just nails it. We're not talking about random numbers on a spreadsheet here. When a college has a data leak, it isn't just information that gets exposed. It is literally your personal life story out there for anyone to see.
And the consequences just ripple outwards. It all starts with the hack itself, right? Then, students face immediate harm. We're talking identity theft, targeted scams, or even the exposure of private counseling notes. This completely disrupts campus life as critical systems get shut down. But maybe the most lasting damage is the complete erosion of trust in the institution itself.
Okay, so given how high the stakes are, the responsibility to protect all this data, it falls squarely on the shoulders of the institutions themselves. So, what should they be doing? There's actually a pretty clear roadmap for this. First off, they've got to use strong technical security, things like multi-factor authentication and encrypting sensitive files. But, technology isn't enough. They have to limit who can even see your data in the first place. And they need to train everyone, staff and students, how to spot phishing scams. And, this is crucial, they have to be transparent about what they're collecting and have a solid plan in place for when, not if, things go wrong. Now, while the college really holds the primary responsibility here, that doesn't mean you're powerless. You absolutely can and should take an active role in protecting your own digital life on campus. Seriously, you have more control than you might think. It starts with actually reading those privacy policies and ask questions. Then, practice good digital hygiene. Use strong, unique passwords, and please enable two-factor authentication on all your campus accounts. Just be mindful of what you're sharing online. And finally, know your rights. Don't ever be afraid to speak up if you feel like your privacy isn't being respected. This whole thing isn't just an issue for cybersecurity nerds or for individual students worried about their data. protecting student privacy is actually fundamental to the entire mission of higher education.
Because really, when you get down to it, privacy is the bedrock of trust between you and your college. It's absolutely essential for academic freedom, for creating a safe space where you can explore new, maybe even controversial ideas without the fear of being monitored. It protects your well-being by keeping your sensitive health data safe, and it prevents a data breach from messing with your future opportunities. In the data-driven world we live in, protecting this information isn't just a good idea, it's a moral imperative.
So, let's just end with this thought. Your college holds your data, your story, and in some ways your future. The real question is, who holds their attention? Who is making sure they do the right thing? And that, well, that's a question for all of us to think about.